right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be shading in my cube a little bit. I'm not shading exactly. I'm going to be filling in these sides with color. I do not want to fill them in on this layer though. I actually want to lock this layer. So I'm going to lock that layer now. I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to make this, so right now my luminance is at 0, right? I want to lift it up to about, let's go to 30-ish. It doesn't have to be exactly 30. Mine's at 30.60, whatever. And I'm going to be using my fill bucket. Now the problem is if I just go like this, well, that's not what I want. Oh my gosh, if my cat turns on my vacuum, I'll be mad. What I want to do is I want to press this button right here, which is a little drop of color onto a little layer, I guess. I'm going to click that, and it's going to say sample all layers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in this panel right here with this color. Then I'm going to make a new layer. And this one I'm going to go up to 50% or 50. There we go. So at 50.6, and I'm going to color this one in. And then I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to go up to 30. Oh, sorry. What was that 30? 70 is what I meant to say. So at 70.90. So that's my 3 colors. Now, there's a couple little problems here. I'm going to show you what's going on. And this is going to affect your shading in this project definitely, and it will affect it in other projects. I'm going to show you by making a really bright color. Let's do that. And I'm going to zoom way in. See, we have a problem. Even though this fill bucket goes pretty close to the edges, it doesn't go all the way to the edge. So I'm going to go to this line right here, and I'm going to get my pen tool. Sorry, this layer right here. I'm going to get my pen tool, and I'm going to sample this color right here, and I'm going to fill in, make that a little smaller. I'm going to fill in real close. Oh, there's one more thing I forgot to do. I almost made a mistake just now. I'm going to grab this layer. I'm going to put it on the top. And see that little thing that I just did over there? You can't see it anymore. So if I turn that layer off, you can see what I mean. I drew over that line. But now that line's covering it. That means we don't have to be careful. Oops, let me get on the right layer. So I'm just going to shade all this in. And I'm sorry we have to do this, but it's kind of the nature of it, unfortunately. Oops, a little too far over to the other side. Just be careful you don't get over here, because if I get it over on the other side, you might be able to see it. Especially if you're doing these layers first. The last thing we need to do with this layer before we do anything else is we're going to press on this lock button here. Oops, lock that down. So I'll make sure I have that listed really carefully. This is basically going to mean that I can't draw outside of that shape anymore. So if I do this, I can't do that. But if I do this, if I unlock it, then I got the squiggle here. I don't want that squiggle. So I'm going to lock that down, because that way we can shade just on this shape in here, and we don't have to be careful when we're shading anymore. So I'm going to go to my next layer. I'm going to sample my color. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I've colored that one in. I'm going to lock that one in place. I'm not locking the whole layer. I'm just locking the transparency. I'm going to go to this last one. I'm going to sample my color. Yeah. Make sure you clean your iPad screen pretty frequently because greasing your fingers can make that not respond to it properly. So I'm going to lock that transparency layer, and the next video I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do your shading.